Your learning journey starts now. Google hires a philosopher to study machine consciousness. Sounds like sci-fi, right? But what if the real story isn't about AI suddenly getting a soul, but something more grounded, yet equally transformative? Let's peel back the layers. Alright, let's get real. What are we absolutely sure of? Fact A: Henry Shevlin, officially titled philosopher, joined DeepMind. His job? Tackle machine consciousness, human AI relationships, and AGI readiness. Not just ethics, but these specific, heavy topics. This isn't a one-off PR move, it's part of a pattern. Over the last 2 years, DeepMind has been consistently talking about advanced AI assistance, AI personhood, harmful manipulation, and AGI safety. It's a whole ecosystem they're building. Now, where does this leave the science of consciousness itself? It's hot, it's mainstream, but there's no single answer. Think of it like climate change. Everyone agrees it's happening, but the exact mechanisms and predictions are fiercely debated. Same here. The big takeaway: we're already treating these AI systems as quasi-persons in our social lives, before scientists even agree on whether they have subjective experience. That's the gap Google is trying to fill internally. So, what's really driving this obsession with consciousness and relationships? It's not just philosophical navel-gazing. It's the fundamental shift in what AI is becoming. Forget your old chatbots that answer questions and disappear. We're moving towards persistent, personalized, agentic, multimodal assistance. Think about it: systems that remember you across devices, proactively help you, use voice and vision, and act on your behalf. When an AI can do that, it starts filling a social role. You start interacting with it like a companion, a tool, maybe even a quasi-person. And guess what? Science often lags behind social reality. People will start forming dependencies, emotional bonds, and assigning responsibilities based on perceived personhood long before we have definitive proof of consciousness. Google hiring a philosopher? They're not just curious, they're trying to get ahead of the curve, to build the internal frameworks for governing this inevitable relationship era before it fully hits the streets. Okay, so how does this shake things up for us in academia? Does it mean we're all fooled into thinking AI is conscious now? Not quite. It's more nuanced. The landscape is definitely shifting. What's changing is the research agenda: who gets to touch the cutting-edge models, and crucially, who gets to define what counts as a risk, a person, or manipulation. Look at the numbers. Over 90% of frontier models come from industry. Academia still rocks the high citation count, but direct access to the most powerful systems, that's increasingly corporate turf. So, what's our new superpower? It's not building the biggest model anymore. It's defining the concepts, providing critical external audits, challenging corporate narratives, and translating complex risks into public understanding. Our importance hasn't diminished. It might have even increased in terms of independent oversight. But there's a huge risk. If we only get to comment on the terms set by companies, we could easily become high-end annotators instead of independent judges. That's the real challenge. So what's the bottom line? The dominant engine pushing this forward is the relentless development of these persistent, personalized, agentic, multimodal assistants. The real danger signature isn't proving AI has a soul tomorrow. It's the combination of scientific uncertainty, incredibly human-like AI interfaces, corporate control over the evidence, and our tendency to anthropomorphize. This means social personhood will arrive before scientific consensus. Therefore, the future battleground won't be solely about consciousness. It'll be about governance, focusing on dependence, manipulation, transparency, and accountability in these deepening relationships. Don't get lost in the hype of whether AI is conscious. Focus on the tangible risks and power dynamics emerging right now. That's where the real action is.